Alright, so I think we are live on everything right now. Facebook, I believe they can see us. We can make that a little bigger. Alright, so
Oh, who's that?
that is you handsome devil.
Shit.
Abdel. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
2021. All the bullshit is done.
Yeah.
That rhymes.
That rhymes.
It
that
rhymes. And more importantly, this is Mike in a Bottle, episode 8.
Yes.
We are again with the
I think the New Year is more important.
powerful. Huh? New Year's more important?
Yeah, you said more importantly. This is episode 7, and I feel like the New Year is kind of more important than Mike in a Bottle at this point. I mean, we're famous with those 50 people, so.
Oh, yes.
Wait, that's
So-
lifetime 50, by the way. But Abdel, I'm just trying to introduce everybody for the audience who
You
may
know
be
me.
watching. Like we know, Abdel, Yasmine, and myself, Kevin. This is Mike in a Bottle, episode 8, as I was trying to say earlier.
Now we can start.
Now we can start.
Yes.
How are you guys doing in 2021?
So
Well,
far so good.
Well,
Yasmine,
it's been good. It has been only a week now. What, 6 days?
6
Yeah, I
days.
can't really tell, but yeah, it's been a cold week. That's all I can say.
Cold. Yeah, it hasn't been weird. Yesterday was like the coldest day ever,
Yes.
and today is the warmest day
The
ever.
warmest, and it's
Of
gonna
the month.
get warmer, I think,
Yes, by
Yeah.
Saturday.
by
And so
Saturday.
like next week is summer.
Summer.
Yeah, beach time, y'all.
Yes.
Anyhow,
So you
so I coming in today, I have been talking with Abdel actually about this previously, and I thought it would be an interesting topic. You know, in the mornings before my exercise and after my exercise, I do some walking, I do some thinking, and I thought to myself, what is the point of anger? Like being angry. I personally feel, and I'll start with myself.
Okay.
I personally feel that anger is very unnecessary a large amount of the times. Like we're talking about blowing up, yelling at someone. Oh my gosh.
That was
Like,
okay. That was okay. The
like-
cat just jumped
like-
over the laptop.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
I get a little. My heart skips a beat when I see animals jump on my laptop. But yeah, anger is. I think that it's an emotion that kind of that's dominated by our more primitive brain.
Okay.
That doesn't use logic and reason, so you're reacting more than you're thinking about things. And I think, you know, like the age-old philosophy, if you're angry, you count to 10, right? Like,
Take a
because
deep
in,
breath.
take
Yeah.
deep breath, because in 10 seconds you can reevaluate the situation from a
Yeah.
different standpoint.
Yeah.
So I largely feel that it is a useless emotion. Do you agree?
Useless emotion.
I don't want to say useless, that's a strong word, but just like unnecessary.
Well, I think all emotions are necessary, but probably some of them are better than the others in terms of what do they bring to us, or in which way they are valuable to us.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference, but all emotions are valid. It's okay to be angry, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be extremely happy, but the point is, for the negative emotions, at least try to not stay in it too long, but still accept it. Say, it's okay, I'm angry right now. Like you said, maybe reevaluate the situation, take your time, but still, it's okay to feel angry, I guess.
Yeah, let no mistake be made. I absolutely understand that these emotions are part of the human experience and are necessary. But I feel like there's different levels to it, right?
Look, I think about it like we were talking the other day, and I was saying that it is a very useful emotion in the sense that when you get angry, there's a certain energy that you feel.
Yes.
Like I was thinking my example where many times when I get angry, I want to break something. Like I
Yeah.
want to have like a great piece of useless glass in front of me and fucking bash it with a hammer.
Yeah.
Like, "Ah!" But that coming in and like me having that need to take something out
Okay.
to release.
Okay.
Basically, that's an energy that
True.
can be used. Obviously, it can be used to
Exactly.
break stuff, but you could do more with it.
Exactly.
So recently, I've been feeling a certain kind of anger that pushes me directly into action. Like, not action where I'm just like doing a reaction to something, like something violent or aggressive or quick or impulsive, but actually pushing me to plan for how to avoid that type of thing that made me angry in the future.
So you're so angry that you don't want to live it again, like that situation. So you're like, okay, what do I need to
Right.
do in
So,
order
like-
to avoid this next time?
Exactly. So, like,
So,
even
okay.
at a personal level, dealing with people.
Okay.
Like, sometimes people are frustrating. Sometimes you don't agree with certain people, with the way certain things are done, and you're angry,
Yeah.
right? The way I started thinking about it is, okay, yes, I'm angry now, but this is due to something that is wrong in this interaction. So how do I fix that? I know I'm not going to change people, right? And this is like a totally different subject, but
Oh,
my
related.
point is, it gives you this energy of planning. Like, I want to get things done right now. So in the bigger scheme of things, energy, like anger, gives you a little boost, and you could use that in many different ways. Most people are just frustrated, angry, they start shouting, they start doing all sorts of things, and that's that energy that's doing that because it's done immediately.
Yeah.
But if you actually take the time to like breathe, to
Process.
reevaluate, to like look at the situation from a different perspective. When you're angry, you're like blind.
That's what I was gonna say. How can you do that at the moment when you are angry?
You stop
Exactly.
yourself, right?
Okay.
You stop yourself from any immediate reaction,
Okay.
right? You have to calm down because if you follow the energy, it'll take you to do something with that energy
Something that you're gonna regret.
that you're gonna regret.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like one of the many important life lessons that I keep hearing all the time is never make life-changing decisions when you're angry.
True.
Never.
Yeah.
That is one of the worst things you can do, and I've
Yeah.
experienced that firsthand.
Yeah.
And it's not only anger. Any emotion can lead you to make wrong life decisions,
Okay.
but at different levels. Anger is just negative,
Yeah.
right? It's dark.
Yeah.
And so there it takes you to like to be angry in a violent way or aggressive way,
Yeah.
or just shouting or yelling,
Yeah.
right?
So I think the trick here is to know how to channel that anger,
Yeah.
because you will still get angry about any situation, no matter how calm you are. Something will just happen and then it
Yeah.
will make you angry. But you have to train yourself not to stop yourself from being angry and just like
Yeah.
try to calm down, because that will not work. Like Abdel
Yeah.
said, it's a form of energy. You have to channel it somewhere.
Yeah.
So either channel it for your benefit, like he said, for example, like plan it. Some other people like choose other forms of expressing their anger. They can put it into music if they are like they play an instrument.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They can just like go for a running session if you are
Absolutely.
like
Oh yeah.
So that's a healthy way to channel your anger, and that gives you like I said, a healthy way to just use that kind of energy into something that's not harmful to you nor to anyone around you.
Yeah,
I think that will be the difference of
Yeah, you can get a fantastic workout in when you're angry.
yeah, true. Like
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, yo man, you're just taking it out on those dumbbells and
The hit
on
workout.
that bar. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Get
Video
after it.
games, you know, when you play those shooting games, like the kill 'em all type.
Oh yes.
When you're angry, you're like, fucking die, you
Yeah.
bitch! Ah!
Well,
That's
at
like-
least, yeah. As long as you're not hurting yourself,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
physically or anything
Exactly.
around you,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's always a healthy way to channel your anger.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like in all levels of anger, there's like big anger, or like there's like personal or professional, whatever. Like in any scenario that you find yourself, the key point is knowing like how to channel it. That we agree 100%, but there's also the option then of where to channel it, right? So channeling it into a workout, that
Oh,
gets
yeah.
you a great workout.
Yeah.
Channeling it into video games, that doesn't have like any real life-changing thing. It just like releases the anger.
Yeah.
It's into something that doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah,
And
true.
doesn't really bring that much value to anybody except entertainment.
Yes, true.
But there's also the way where you use that anger to look at yourself and at what makes you angry,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I like that.
So when you start looking at these events of anger as just like a flow of information telling you this thing happened, so you got angry. Why does that happen?
Right.
Why
Yeah.
does this make me angry?
Yeah.
And then this, wow, that's a great point, because sometimes how I look at it is like there is a sequence of life events
That
leading
led
to
to
this
this.
person being angry right now.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Well, it's true. It's
Isn't that
never
the case?
that simple. It's like an iceberg.
Yeah, exactly. And then sometimes, you know, we're on our daily life and then we see someone like radically upset and we're like, this is not
so
the
weird.
best way to go about this.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, like it's surprising. Like, why is he so angry?
Yeah, I didn't say anything to
You
him,
did-
and
you
you just
Exactly. Right? This could be like, oh, someone in his family died this past
Yeah,
week,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
expressing itself in this kind
Yeah.
of way, or someone got flipped off on the street, or something else happened that just kind of like,
not enough people do that, unfortunately.
exactly.
You have a lot of people who just like don't understand why the others are angry, and that is a result of a huge chain of events. So reacting to anger with anger is just
Yeah.
is like
insane escalation.
gas on the fire.
Gas on the fire. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, be kind, but don't just like, for example, if somebody's angry and just in front of you, please, I beg you, do not ask that person to calm down, because
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
worst thing you can do.
Gentlemen out there.
You will be his channel of, like, you will be the way he will express
This-
his anger. It
this
will,
is
Yeah, but okay, you gotta play both parts here too. Like the person who's getting angry,
yeah,
like you have to understand that at that point too, they're not being very understanding of the other person that's looking at them being angry.
yeah,
You see, like sometimes for a guy, if you're in a place where there's a lot of women and you start yelling in this big ass voice, you're gonna scare a lot of people. Okay, you're not caring about that at that point. You're fucking angry,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You didn't understand them, and they're not understanding you either.
True.
So it's not like a responsibility or anything, but it's a way of doing things.
Yeah.
When you're angry, just you have to take that break. You have to push the brakes.
yeah.
Like
Find your
Yeah.
technique.
yes, you're
Yes.
angry.
Yes.
It's cool. Be
Yeah.
angry, but you know you don't know how you're gonna affect the environment around you.
Yeah,
And so everybody has to be understanding.
yeah,
You know, not
True.
only the person that's looking at anger,
yeah.
but the person that's doing the anger.
Yeah, that's
Doing
that's
the
me.
anger.
Yeah, yeah,
Sounds
like
dirty.
the anger responsible. I think one as you were speaking, there was one example popping into my head that I was trained for how to deal with people that are angry. When did I get trained for this? When I
Yes.
worked as a cabin
I would
crew.
love to hear your experience with this.
In the beginning, you just like, as a person, you're dealing with a lot of passengers, okay? But you're in uniform, you're representing the company, not yourself. So sometimes you will have people like the passengers, they will just burst in your face, like for absolutely no reason. They just boarded the aircraft and then boom, they are making a problem over the slightest thing. You just didn't smile or you didn't say, okay, please have a seat. And the person in front of you is just like explodes. This is not professional.
Yeah.
This isn't. You don't
Shit.
understand.
You
Like,
didn't smile
what
at
did
me?
why did I do so wrong? Or so, for example,
Yeah.
I forget
Yeah.
to bring him a drink, and then they burst. And most of the time, what the training is all about, they train you that people, they come with their baggage, with their background. They might have like long delays at the airport. They must have, they must
absolutely.
be missing their families, so it's emotionally bad,
Yes.
like exhausting for them. They must be tired. Maybe they had like a connecting flight. So the least thing that you will do can trigger that
Yeah.
anger inside of them,
Yeah.
and then you will be facing that, and and at that moment, like you said, you have to disconnect from, okay, this is someone that's angry and this is someone that's angry at me. If you look at them at me, your immediate reaction is like, I did nothing to you. Why are you screaming in my face? And you'd be like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you look at them as just angry, not because of me, not because what I did, then you try to be more understanding.
Yeah.
And especially if you have like this kind of training, but if you are aware, let's say, of this, that these people, like, they might have like a certain a bad day or something
you have to
that
understand
led to that.
it's not about
You
you
will
personally.
automatically feel calm, and you will address that problem even better. And like, you will be like, oh, so you just listen to them,
Yeah.
let them channel that anger, even if it's me in my
Yeah.
face. So just channel your anger, and I will try to help you like find a solution, just like by being understanding.
That's true.
Yeah, you know what you just said right now gives me strong memories of something that a famous comedian in the U.S. made. His name's Dave Chappelle. Do you know Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle. He had a series called
Dave
Chappelle Show.
Yeah, yeah.
And in
Ah,
Chappelle's
no,
show,
no,
there
I'm
was a.
mistaken. I don't know. It's
Well,
Dan Scoville, the one
we
I
can
know.
look it up later. But
Okay.
I would love to know if anyone out there knows this skit called "When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong."
Oh yeah.
When keeping it real goes
When
wrong.
keeping it real goes wrong, that's exactly what you described.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yasmine. This is someone in a professional setting
Yeah.
who's supposed to be professional.
Supposed to be keeping
And
it
then
real.
and then there's a-
Customer
and then they
service.
have a decision to make when a customer disrespects them. They
Yes.
can either keep it real
Yeah.
or be professional. And
You're talking to me.
spoiler alert, they keep it real.
Oh, really? Well.
Yeah. So in your case, in the airplane, you'd be like, "What?
Yeah.
What I did to you?"
I
Like,
think
damn,
about that.
you want to go?
That's what I think and what I feel, but yeah, then you remember that
You
you're
know,
in your uniform, so
I
keep
always-
it calm.
Exactly.
I always felt the cabin crew had like this insane superpower of like being diplomatic in
Yeah.
crazy ass scenarios.
Yeah.
Like every time there's any issue with anything on any airplane I've ever been in, an airline hostess or any of the people on the airplane, of the staff, of the crew, they will just pass by and smoothen things over and keep going on their way. Like
Yeah.
if somebody is yelling or if somebody is
Yeah.
not in their seat, they have this way of like coming, like floating onto you and telling you, okay, stop that, bye.
Yeah.
90%. Well, I'm gonna open like a small parenthesis here, but 90% of the air hostess or the cabin crew training is based on how to deal or how to fix problems.
That's fucking cool.
It's not serving you coffee and tea.
Yeah.
That's 10% of the job.
You heard it here,
90%
y'all.
is saving your life in case you have like a heart attack. It's just taking you out of the aircraft in case it crashes. Like how to solve issues between customers before it escalates, and then you find yourself with like a big problem. I don't know how
In the
many.
air.
Yeah, in the air. So that's the hidden part of cabin crew. So it's like how to deal with people and crisis at the same time, which are caused by people most of the time.
Yeah, I would imagine that's like the biggest chunk of the job, really,
yes,
is managing
it's
people.
what you don't see.
Every airline attendant I've ever spoken to, like the main thing is about dealing with weird ass, violent,
Yeah.
loud customers.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
that's a big
Conflict
part of the job.
resolution.
And it's amazing. Like honestly, I think if you go through the whole experience of being an airline attendant, like you did, Yasmine, I think you come out with a huge sense of diplomacy, like how to look at a conflict or a problem
Yeah.
and smooth that
dissect it.
shit over, bro. Like,
Dissect
get it folded
Yeah,
and done
true.
and neat.
Yeah.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's a great skill to have.
Very
Yeah.
good skill to have.
I'll
Great
add
skill
that
to
on
have.
my CV. I
Yeah.
didn't mention it, so I'll add it on my CV.
Conflict resolution.
Honestly, I know many situations where I've been where there was actual conflict happening in front of me and I did not want it to happen, but I don't have the human skills of like smoothing that shit over immediately.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
Of seeing the situation be like, okay, I know what the solution is.
But there's a key detail. I think what Yasmine is describing is her on customer relations, right?
Right.
Like have you been in a situation where you're mediating between two people on a plane?
Of course, all the time.
Like
They're fighting
yelling
over
at each
seats.
other like
Yeah,
that?
dude.
All the
Yelling?
time. Yes.
Dude,
Really?
Have you
Yes.
never had someone
Like-
punch the back of your fucking chair?
Well, I don't like flip. I'm like, bitch. Like,
You don't. You're Kevin. You
Yeah.
know, there's
It
a Trump
happens.
supporter out there who's not gonna
Oh.
take that.
hey, they're no, never mind.
And it gets too childish sometimes. Like you
Yeah.
said, over the tiniest of the tiniest details. Somebody is putting his hand on my armrest. This is mine. It's on my side, so it's mine. And the other person is pushing. No, this
oh
is
my
my
God,
hand.
you-
Oh my god, dude. The other day I saw a video of this girl who had another girl put
Armrest.
her shit, put her hair
On her screen.
on her screen. And she was eating her lunch and the hair was getting into her lunch. So you know what she did?
Gum.
You know what she took the first piece of gum and then put it there. And then she was like, what do I have on my plate? She took some yogurt and she did like all that shit. She got like some fucking mushrooms and
Oh,
some
man.
sauce shit.
Now
Hey.
imagine if she finds out what's gonna happen. They
Oh
call
my
crew.
God.
Solve this
yeah.
problem.
Oh man, then you're up to
Exactly.
bat. Oh,
So a
shit.
person would be
got all this shit in
very
my hair.
angry.
Yeah.
See how this person channeled her anger is by sticking chewing gum to hair?
Yes.
The other person's gonna get angry. Nobody knows how she's gonna fucking channel that anger.
Yes.
The cabin crew has to deal with any type of
Situation.
outcome.
Yeah,
Any type
so
of
so
outcome.
so I guess to your point then yes, it is absolutely. Like, I mean, I think there's two levels to conflict resolution, right?
sure.
Like it's
Yeah.
you on person, and then you between two people, or maybe three or four or
Yeah.
five, right?
Yeah.
That's the easiest, I think.
Really?
Yeah, because you.
Yeah, because
you know, like,
you're
yeah.
you're not emotionally involved.
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah, but you also have to separate yourself emotionally when you're cabin crew, right? Because eventually, whatever
That's
he's
the
yelling
hardest
about,
part.
you have to tell him something. Like,
That's not
okay.
easy.
Yeah, it's not.
Like when you're angry, you just think, okay, now I'm gonna be calm and plan my life like an adult. No,
No, it's
you're
not easy.
angry at that. So detached. Sometimes I would, even after I'm trained, even if I had like many situations on
You
board.
take it personally, you can't.
You go home and
Somebody's
you
yelling
cry
in
your
your
eyes
face.
out. You just open the washroom and you'll be
Oh,
like
dude.
crying. Why
Yeah,
can
dude.
You have
I?
to keep on the
It's
the
hard.
front.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. But you learn eventually that the best way to treat all kinds of situation is just like let the person be. Don't judge them. Respect what they are saying, even if you don't agree. Just like respect that they are
Yeah.
going through something, even if it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to you. Just respect that feeling and eventually be kind. If you cannot offer a solution, you have nothing to do. Just try to be kind as much as you can. That's like the
And
only thing to do.
in the way, like I look at it is I have to ultra give everyone I meet the benefit of the doubt,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Like they could have been having like we were saying early in this, like they could be having the like worst day of their life, like
Yeah.
every single thing they planned has been falling to pieces, and then bam, they're in front of you,
Yeah.
and now it's your turn to have this human interaction with someone potentially going through a day crisis, week crisis, month crisis. You don't know.
Yeah.
Right, so it's be kind. I think is the genesis of the thing, right? Like
Yeah.
as you can only control yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, just like we said, people need to channel their energy, so you can be that way to channel. So maybe that person is not fully aware that they have to stop themselves, control themselves, and just like be calm and find a solution. At that moment, they're just being angry, and you are there. So just
Yeah,
not kind of absorb it, but just like that's the best thing you can do. Just like be there, listen to them.
Listen.
Do not let them harm themselves or harm anything around. Just like be kind and respect, especially respect what they
Exactly.
are feeling. Don't be like, no, this is okay. You shouldn't be angry about
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Don't-
the
don't
wrong way
project,
to treat
yeah.
things. Yeah, even in
Don't
family
project.
members or like parents and the way they treat their children.
Yeah.
The best thing is to just like respect what the other person is feeling, and that's
yeah.
it.
In full disclosure, I have. I mean, maybe all of us have like some sort of angriness in family encounters, and that's honestly like when I was young in my 20s, I didn't get anger that well, especially like with like strangers. It was fine. Like I dealt with everyone very diplomatically my whole life, but when it comes to family, that was something that triggered me a lot.
Yeah.
Like. And because you deal with these people the majority of your life,
Family
right?
is like always able to like get emotions out of you. That's like
Yeah.
very...
And so as I got older and I started having a different relationship with anger and kind of like my ego and how I perceive my family through myself. Like instead of, you know, and what I learned to do and I'm still learning to do is like to jump into my family's shoes and say like, okay, they have a series of life circumstances that led them to here, which is similar to myself but different at the same time.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you're still kind of jumping into their shoes versus saying like, oh, why are they like this?
Judging,
like
yes.
right, like they have no reason to do this. So we're all kind of the same. Like
Yeah.
whereas they're similar but different, right? Like same but different.
Same
But
Same,
different.
same. This is
Hey,
so Indian to say.
No, they have T-shirts in Vietnam. It's called same but different. It's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite
I think it's
slogans.
Asian.
Yeah.
It's Asian because
You know,
a lot of
it's from
Asians-
that movie about North Korea.
What is
Really?
it?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
movie
know.
from like 5 years ago or something.
What's the name of it?
I forgot what the name was, but it was like Joe Rogan and
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, not Joe Rogan. No, Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Thank you.
We got it from
All
the
right.
audience.
Audience for the win, baby.
Seth Rogen and the other guy. I forgot.
Oh, the
Interview?
interview. Yes.
When they went to North Korea.
They went to North Korea.
And they're
Yes.
explaining something to them, and they go like, "It's same, but
Frank-
different."
Right.
Same.
It's not from that.
but
No,
different.
that's
It
bullshit.
is.
That's bullshit because I saw that shirt way before this fucking
No
movie.
way.
I
Hell
think it
yeah.
existed
Dude,
before.
what year did it come out?
I don't know.
All right, so you guys know maybe if,
Yeah,
if you're
I've
interested,
seen
search
it in
it.
Indian movies. Same, but different.
Yeah, I saw.
Look at you.
I've seen this T-shirt since I want to say
I didn't know you could do
2007.
accents.
I do.
I do.
Very
I
well,
do.
I do, habibi.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I have a strong feeling that this movie came out in late 2010s, and
Let's look it up.
the shirt I saw in early 2010s, like 2012 and 2007.
Yeah, that's
Anyways.
true. That's true. I think.
Anyways.
It exists.
But it's a funny shirt, and I believe in this philosophy
At least the
wholeheartedly.
movie
Like
used it well.
What the movie? What?
Used that saying very well.
There you
I
go,
believe
okay.
2014.
they did 2014.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so maybe possibly.
So could be.
I'm leaving room for doubt, possibly. Right. So, but anyways, the same but different philosophy. It's like it so describes humanity, doesn't it? Like
Yeah, same, but
we're all kind of the same, but we're all different.
It's true. It's true. In the end, like looking at the situation like anger, you can really see that same but different scenario where you're in a situation that makes you angry. The other person could be in a situation that makes them angry.
Yes, true.
But it's for both of you. It's completely the way you channel it is completely different.
True. That's what makes the difference between
All right.
people.
Guys, so I don't get y'all nervous again. What I just did, I just changed the time. Oh, we were about to run out of time on the DSLR, so I
Okay.
just got that going again,
Ah, cool.
and we are good for nothing
Cool.
if we want.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I think profound wisdom that we just stumbled upon.
Look, in the end, we all try to self-improve, right?
Yes.
To be better, to do things a little better, to be happier at the end of the day, right? And when it comes to anger, yes, it's an emotion that you have to accept. Yes, it's an emotion that can trigger reactions, but it's also an emotion that can help you. It can help you actually have extra energy to do stuff. It can help you put yourself in the other people's shoes. It can help you understand more about yourself as a human, about what makes you angry and how to be less angry, you know, in general, right?
Yeah.
It's something you can use, absolutely, but to have less of it is also a good thing, and it's something you work towards.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're not gonna be one day you're like, anger is gone,
Exactly.
fix that shit. No.
How do you work on anger?
By understanding what makes you angry, you know? Because the things that make you angry, they define a little bit of the things you want in life and the things you don't want in life. How you'd like to live your life. What makes you happy in general, right? So like, for example, like I know myself sometimes. I'm a bit too like nitpicky with punctuality, right? Whenever I see like a lack of punctuality, it gets me a little bit frustrated, right? So there was a point where if I was on time and the other person is not, I would punch a wall. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm here, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, what? Like, smoke 15 cigarettes now. Fucking waiting for you. And so, that was such a long time ago because it's every time it happens, I'm like, okay, why am I so angry when the other person, I don't know, probably didn't even care. But also it taught me to prepare myself for this type of stuff, so that when I have any meeting with anybody, like I always try to confirm ahead of time. I give them all the means to say, yes, I'm coming, to RSVP, to make sure that I have a backup plan in case they don't come. Like I factor that in. And in the end, it really helps.
Yeah, so you did
deal-
something about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I only thought to do something about it because I was angry.
And you don't want to be angry anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yasmine, how do you work on your anger?
Well, for me, I have like many forms. One of them used to be unhealthy snacking.
Yeah.
Come here, Doritos.
Yeah.
Arr.
Yes, I would
No,
just
we don't support this.
I would just sit and eat. Luckily, my body doesn't respond,
Ah,
so I
okay.
don't. Yeah.
One of those lucky
But,
ones.
Yeah, the lucky one. But it doesn't mean that it's still healthy thing to do.
No,
And
not at all.
then I think, well, avoiding being angry is one thing. Trying to control your anger is another thing.
Oh, yeah.
But trying to be a calmer
Yeah.
person, I think that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with being angry again, but at least I'm a calm person, so even if I'm angry, it will be at least like moderated.
certain
I will
level,
not
yeah.
exceed
Yeah.
the certain levels. So I'm
Exactly.
training myself to be calmer instead of reducing my anger or working on my anger, if I could say.
Yes. Ah, that's a good answer. That's a good
Yes.
answer. Is it possible to like completely change your habits with anger?
Completely change your habits.
Yeah, completely. Or is there always gonna be kind of like a certain relationship that you're gonna have? Like I feel, you know, touching on what we said earlier, like everyone kind of has a different capacity for anger because of how their life circumstances
Sure,
went out
sure.
in
Their
different
life
situations
experience,
and
what
shit
kind
like
of
that.
person they are, all of that.
Yeah, so someone say let's throw a imaginary figure out there, Tom, who has a terrible relationship with anger. Every small thing gets Tom in a fitful rage. He's red in the face, yelling at people, you know, in any kind of circumstance that arises for him, as a method to just deal with life. Can Tom change?
He can change his ways, but not change. He will be still irritated about the same things. That's not gonna change. Tom will always feel anger. That's not gonna change.
Absolutely.
But what's gonna change is instead of Tom just shouting at people, as soon as he gets angry or he feels a little bit irritated, he will just like go the other direction, take a walk for 5 minutes. That's just like a technique he could develop.
Technique.
Or just
Yes.
like scream as loud as you can, go
Yeah.
outside and scream, or just like if you are too patient, just like go home and make some kick-ass music, or just like dance or run. But at that precise moment, you just have to find what's your tactique or what's your technique.
Right.
Like some people, like you said, just count to 10. My uncle does that. Every time he has like a small argument with his wife. I don't know why I said argument with his wife. He will be just like 1, 2, 3. So you know he's angry, but he's controlling his anger, but he's still showing you, I'm angry. 4, 5, 6. So he's like, I'm not screaming at you. I'm not saying anything, but I'm angry and I'm expressing it in a healthy way.
That's kind of scary. Like somebody gets angry at you and starts to count down. Like, what the fuck is happening?
That reminds me heavily of my mother when I was a kid. She would say something very religious, and it's actually a little hazy for me. It sounds something like, Jesus, Lord, my pride and Savior, something along these lines. But that doesn't even make sense.
Yes.
But like she would say something like this, and I know my ass was about to get a whooping after that. I don't think it was like a mechanism. It was just a warning.
Well, that's not the way to do it. But yeah, that was your warning.
It was like, Kevioska, ass whooping.
At least she gave you like some time to prepare
Process.
yourself. Yeah.
This is what's
3,
coming.
2, 1. I'm giving you a heads up.
Yeah, you get a
Run.
5-foot start.
So yeah, that's like a funny way to just manage your anger. But to change, I think that's the change about it.
Yeah, you just have techniques that you can
Techniques,
really.
yeah.
The emotion is always gonna
You
be
have to
there,
learn how
but
to
you
deal
have
with
to
it.
deal with
Yeah.
that in a different way, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And that's what we do generally, like our entire life experience is really we learn how to deal with life's occurrences. The more we deal with them, the more we learn about
Yes.
that specific situation.
yes,
And the more we learn about ourselves,
yes,
True.
right?
yes,
And in the case of Tom, I think
Yeah.
Tom, if he has the will to learn about what's making him angry,
Man.
if he wants to go in that direction, then he can. But it's not like an effort that he has to make. It's more a change of perspective.
Exactly.
Look at it from the other angle. Yes, you're angry right now. Yes, you've been angry yesterday.
it.
You're gonna be angry tomorrow. There's a pattern there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can either decide to keep engaging in that pattern blindly,
Or own it and
or own it
Yeah.
and work with it.
yeah, exactly. Channel it.
And
Yeah.
that's the difference in the end.
Yeah.
There's like generally in life we don't really talk about anger as a thing, right? We don't talk about this concept because a lot of us never really delved on the inside of what makes this happen inside of us.
And we focus on the consequences
So
more.
we're only going in the other path, which
Yeah.
is just to live with it,
Yeah.
right? This is part of life. You get angry
That's
sometimes,
not
you
true.
deal with it.
And
Yeah.
then, if it gets real bad, you can go to Tibet
Oh yeah, and calm the fuck down.
and become a monk.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Bam.
then
Yes.
write a book about becoming a monk and
You
become
know
a millionaire.
You know what? It's amazing that you mentioned that now. Yesterday, I went on Netflix and I was watching How to Meditate. There was this new
A
documentary.
new series, yeah, I've been watching that too, yeah.
I
Oh,
have seen
that-
it, but I haven't watched it.
It's crazy.
It's really good.
It's crazy because like I tried to meditate before several times,
Yeah.
but I never got it. And this guy from the first episode, he said, meditating is basically about trying to stay focused on the breath or what the
Yes,
nothing.
he
To
explains
get
it
you
very
out
well.
of your head.
He explains
And I
it so well.
realized
Yeah.
that yes, that's exactly what meditation is that all the distractions in life,
Disappear, fade out.
they fade out, but it's an effort to basically just know how to get away.
Change your
Or channel your
perspective.
thinking.
Right, so he gives the example of saying all the things happening in life are
Yeah.
like cars on a highway.
Yeah, I love that extent. I love that
Meditation
one.
is like when you sit on the side of this road and you're just watching all
Watching.
of it go by.
Disconnected.
You're not
kind
part
of,
of it.
yes.
Oh, man.
When we want to engage with things, we see
Observe,
things
that's
happening
the
and we
word.
intervene and we do things and
Yeah.
we do that and we do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But meditation is like taking a back seat
And observing, yes.
and understanding and looking at the things that are happening, not being inside of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that really ties into this anger
Oh yeah, 100%.
because when you're angry, you're like right smack down in the middle of what is happening and you're getting taken away. You're getting taken away by that thing into whatever direction you
Yeah,
decide
you're
to take.
you're jumping, you're hitchhiking.
You're
On
you're
the
letting
highway.
it control you.
I
yeah.
think in the case of Tom specifically, meditation would be like something that is really worth working on.
Oh
right?
yeah.
If you're not an angry person in general, meditation is awesome. Fucking
It is,
do it.
yes.
But
Yeah.
it's not as necessary as it is to someone like Tom who wants to work on himself.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because there you know really how to calm yourself down.
Exactly.
When
Can-
sorry.
No, sorry, I was interrupting. Go
When
ahead.
you try to meditate, the biggest force is just pulling you out of the meditative state. And you try to just like go back to deep breath and think about the breath and really calm down. And that's an exercise. So
Yeah.
the more you do it,
Yeah.
the better
you
you're
get.
able to do it,
Yeah.
the faster you're able to do it.
To disconnect and
Yes.
just like
And if you're used to that and you find yourself in the middle of the day,
that's a blessing.
Yes.
it's amazing.
Question for both of y'all. Do you meditate?
I just meditated today with a client of mine because he was having a bad day. So I suggested like a 10 minutes meditation.
Both
and it
of you
worked
together?
Miracles for both of us.
Very
I
good.
swear.
Very good. Yes,
Meditation is great.
I listened to an audiobook like some years ago
Yeah.
about like this guy named Dan Harmon. He's like a news reporter, and it was an audiobook on like his personal experience. He basically was on the air and had like a panic attack because like shit was just like going off the wall or whatever, and then he just like explained his experience with meditation. And I just slowly started picking up after that. When I first started, it was exactly like you said. It's very hard to kind of calm your mind down so you can just focus on the breath.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it for some years now, and it's like way easier now than it was when I first started.
Because your mind is used to
Yeah.
it. Okay, he's sitting down, he's starting to breathe. Okay, that means that we have to stop everything happening here.
Yes. And so it's just one of those things that the more you like put those repetitions in, the easier it gets, and it translates to other areas. I couldn't imagine. I mean, I don't meditate every day, but I try to hit most. And
Look, we were talking
helps.
about this at some point in the summer. We were talking about meditation and what we do, and I was really excited, still excited about my morning walks. I fucking
Yeah.
love those,
Yes.
and that's where I meditate.
Yeah.
And these days, I watch that documentary, so it got me thinking every morning when I go meditate about like the past few months since I started doing the morning walk, which is still my favorite part of the day
Yeah.
by excellence.
Yeah.
I realized that we actually meditate sometimes without even knowing that
Sure.
we're meditating.
yes,
Everyone
yes.
has got their form of meditation
Yes.
in a way if they want to engage in such activities.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody will put themselves in a meditative state, let's say, but those who do, they have their way. These are calm people generally,
Yeah.
and they have a way. They don't know maybe that they're meditating, but there's something they do in life that calms them the fuck down.
Yeah. I mean, like what you're saying about in the series, like being able to focus on your breath. You don't need to be sitting down with your eyes closed, your legs crossed. Like there's moving meditation. You can, as long as you're focusing on your breath.
On something else, even something else.
Absolutely.
Like sometimes if you listen to a guided meditation videos or audios, they will tell you listen to the sound of the birds. Just acknowledge any sound. Just
Anything.
just to focus your attention on something else that's external to you,
You can,
and that way you disconnect.
you actually like just get distracted from everything else,
Yeah.
right? Like you would find yourself doing this activity,
Trance
whatever,
station, yeah.
and suddenly like you're like, oh wait, right?
It's like you've been daydreaming.
Right, exactly. And I feel like it's a lot like that. It's just separating yourself from whatever's going on around.
Yeah.
And just being
In your bubble somewhere.
The meditation, like the way you guys are describing it right now, and I'm just thinking about it, almost sounds like you're getting close to hypnosis, right? Like when you're listening to one of those meditation tapes, like
Yes.
and I've done many of these, and
Yes.
it's
Same.
your mind's following, like you're letting them take your mind on a journey, essentially, right? Like
I wouldn't say hypnosis, honestly, because hypnosis is a scenario where you're not conscious, right?
Yeah, they're talking to your.
Yeah, but isn't that how it starts?
subconscious.
That you look at something and then they start like kind
Yes, sure, but then
walking
you're
you
like
through.
not there anymore, right?
Yeah.
Well, you are kind of there.
Like, do you make memories?
You are.
It depends on them,
It
right?
depends
Do you
on what
remember?
they tell you, because they will be speaking directly to your subconscious.
Are we all basing
mind.
ourselves on movies, by the way? Or not? Let's just
Pretty-
start
yeah, I
that,
think so.
that way.
For me,
If
yes.
we're all basing ourselves on movies,
Wait,
this conversation has no value.
No. I think I have seen
Based-
some sort of series on this actually.
Magic shows also don't count. Las Vegas
No.
specials, not part of the list.
Interesting though,
All right.
but no, they don't
I'm
count.
out.
No. They are dressed. They are dressing to your subconscious mind. That's
Yeah.
why you are just not.
Yeah, but here you're
fully-
conscious.
Yeah, here
In
you're
meditation,
conscious.
you're
You're
there.
like a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
and then
in a
there's
different
other
plane.
key details like being what's the word? Being
The trance, like a,
no, you're like an influenceable person. There's like a genetic factor component to it. Like people
Okay.
who can get like hypnotized.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
some
yeah?
people, yeah, I've like some people who know me might call this a Kevinism. I want someone to check it to prove me right.
Kevinism.
I think Kevinism meaning like
Kevinism.
some fact that I just made up. But I've heard this somewhere.
Kevinism.
I'm kind of giving myself away here. But anyways, fuck all that.
What are you talking about, Kevin?
No. Anyways,
No.
I'm getting confused.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Beautiful.
okay.
Anyways, no.
Been Kevinized.
Yeah. You might hear this term later, depending
Kevinism.
on the yes, Kevin. Dude, this is actually
Is it a
my
thing?
my friends group in the U.S.
It's called
know this
Kevinism?
term very dearly. It's just me making random shit up. Well, that's what they in their mind. It's me making up random shit out of my ass. But I listen to a lot of podcasts, and and I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I'm interested in a whole lot of weird shit. So I have like random facts about a lot of different things just
Okay.
floating around my head, and then they ask me for like sources, and I'm like, no, I don't have a source. Go Google it. You know, like,
Okay.
so that's what I'm saying right now. Go Google it. People can be hypnotized easier than others. So
Okay, and
That
tell
makes
us
sense.
what it's called. It's not the Kevinism, maybe
but-
Yeah.
something else.
Okay, is hypnosis like a real thing?
I've never been hypnosed, so I don't
Hypnotized.
know.
Hypnotized.
Hypnotized.
Yeah.
Hypnotized.
Hypnosed.
Hypnosed.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
Hypnose. I choose you.
Hypnotized. So I couldn't tell. I don't know.
Okay.
Me
I
neither.
don't
I've
know.
never had personal experience either, but I have
to,
heard. met
I have
people.
to be hypnotized, and someone makes a video recording that I was really hypnotized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will still not
Then
believe
exactly,
it.
we won't believe it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Anyhow,
I don't know how hypnosis got in there.
well, I think we have made quite an interesting journey in this conversation
I-
today.
Yes, we
I
did.
agree.
We
Yes,
started
did.
with anger. We got a lot of key experiences in anger.
Yes.
Our individual perspectives and
Mhm.
relationship with anger.
Yeah.
And we went right into how to deal with anger.
True. True.
Right? And then we jumped off into hypnosis somewhere. And so we've been going on for what? Something about 40 minutes. And
Whoa, okay.
no. Math is carried too. 50 minutes. And it is a great time to wrap it up.
It is.
So, as always, thank you, Abdel, Yasmine.
Thank you.
That is episode 8. We have, hopefully someone looks at this and then has some answers for some of the questions we had. What were the questions we had? Like, are people easier to be hypnotized
Uh huh.
than others?
And
Was there anything else?
Yeah, the phrase is like same but different.
Same,
Who
same, but
invented
different.
that?
When did this phrase start?
And concerning last week's questions about
Oh, yeah.
about the dinosaurs with feathers.
Yeah, dinosaurs with feathers. That's a little
Did
expiring
we
question,
check?
but hey, if you want to throw that in
Did we
there,
get any answers?
please do.
I did not.
I did
check.
not get one, but update everybody. Fatma, our dear Fatma, who watches
Yes.
this each one, she got me a link of a YouTuber that got into a 60,000-year-old like civilization that's never been touched by humans.
And YouTuber gets there.
So a YouTuber got there. So bam, in your face, Abdel.
That is amazing.
And if anyone wants to see that video, it is on the Spots page. It's a comment under episode 7.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So signing off. It is Abdel.
This is me.
Kevin.
Yeah, and Yasmin.
Yeah.
You're still having a bit of confusion.
I know.
Who's who?
I'm working it out. All right.
I think I'm Abdel.
You definitely are Abdel.
Yeah. I feel like you want to
Bye,
say
guys.
now. Bye.
Goodbye. Puppy says goodbye too.
So no answers on the giraffe, huh? On the
Giraffe.
the dinosaur with feathers.
That was a